What's up, guys? Sergeant Blake is back, and I know that today is supposed to be the Mind of a Gamer show. However, I wanted to switch it up and do a review today. The Mind of a Gamer show will come in tomorrow, and then we'll have the news, and then everything will be back on track. I know that I've been gone the entire week, but I've been playing Battlefield Bad Company 2, and I wanted to do a review on it because I got finished with it a while back, and I do want to talk about it. Also included in this review will be some tips and tricks for the multiplayer if any of you decide to get it or already have it. So let's get right into the review. To start off with the review, of course, I'm going to start off with the worst thing about the game. The worst thing about the game is, of course, the campaign. Not to say that the campaign is not good, it's just not incredibly good. It's not going to be Uncharted. It's not going to be nearly as epic as Modern Warfare 2. It is funny, it is enjoyable, it's not bad in any way, shape, or form, but it's not one of those gems. I think if I had to grade it, I'd probably give it a B. It's not horrible. It's definitely well thought out. It's a solid campaign. It gives you exactly what you ask for. The only thing that I find wrong with it are two things. One is that the spawn points are very far away from each other, so that's kind of lame, I'd say. It's just a little bit off. When you die, you might get through a really tough section, you'll die, and then you'll get put all the way back at the beginning of that really tough section, and it does get kind of angering when it happens over and over and over again. Now, other than that, the only other problem that I have is that it doesn't really allow you to utilize as many of the weapons as they did in the last Battlefield Bad Company, and that's kind of lame. But other than that, everything's fine. I'd say that if I did have one more problem, I had it, but I forgot it. It's not really that big of a deal. The spawn points are far away from each other. You don't get to utilize all of your weapons nearly as much. It's definitely worth trying if you like FPS campaigns. But to me, an FPS campaign these days is really just saying, here's something to do while our servers go down. Because every now and then that happens, and they'll want you to play their game and nobody else's. So, with that in mind, let's talk about the best part of the game, and I mean the best. The multiplayer. The multiplayer of Bad Company 2 is phenomenal. And a lot of people are comparing it, or at least saying that it bears similarities to Killzone 2, and that is completely true. It is very similar to Killzone 2, and if you liked Killzone 2 like I did, then you will definitely enjoy this game and be able to play it a little bit longer than you're probably able to play Modern Warfare 2. However, if you like Call of Duty or Modern Warfare 2, you're not going to like this game because it takes a bit more precision. It's a lot more of a team-based game. It's not a single, I can do it all on my own, fuck you guys game. It's very team-oriented, very much like Killzone, and it's a lot of fun. I'm going to just describe it really quickly. There are different classes that you have. There are 4 different classes: the Assault, the Engineer, the Medic, the Recon Soldier, or the Recon, and each class has its own abilities. The Assault classes are mainly going to be killing things and resupplying their teammates with ammo. The Engineers are going to be pretty much backing up and helping, or they're going to be supporting tanks, repairing tanks, or other vehicles like that. Just vehicle support and repair, and they're also going to be taking down enemy vehicles. Their weaponry is much smaller, blah, 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 blah. The Medic, self-explanatory, they revive and they heal people. And the Recon Soldier is, of course, reconnaissance. They have high-powered weapons, long-range capabilities, lots of scopes. It's very much like a sniper class, but basically you can spot people, you can tell people you can set charges. It's not really a killer class. It's not really a very offensive class. However, it is very useful if you are trying to do something very long range, or if you're just trying to spot other people or opponents for your teammates to take out. Now, there's about 50 levels to upgrade to. I'm like at 25, so I'm halfway there. Lots of weapons to unlock. Lots of different specializations, which are much like boosters in Uncharted or perks in Call of Duty. And you can get like quite a few of them. There's even ones for your vehicle, like a separate bar just for your vehicle. So if you like to drive around tanks or helicopters or whatever, you won't be missing out while you're on foot. There are plenty of different specializations, plenty of different attachments. Well, actually, there's just a few attachments, of course. The red dot sight, the 4x scope, and the 12x scope, but that's really all you're going to need. Lots of different weapons, like I said. Each class will upgrade individually. So if you're a medic and you in a game perform particularly well on top of healing your opponents, healing your or reviving and healing your opponents, then you're going to get extra points in that class. As you level up, you will unlock more things until you are finally done. Same thing goes for everything. And as you level up, of course, you will get more guns as well. So what can I say about the multiplayer that hasn't already been said? A lot of people say that it's like Killzone. Like I said, it is. I'd say it like this. All right. Anybody who's played Killzone Killzone knows that it has a couple of issues. I think that if Killzone had taken an extra year to come out, it probably would have ended up like this. And that's not really a bad thing. It's very apparent that a lot of the people over there at DICE and EA saw things that worked with Killzone and decided to tweak them and work with it because it's a good idea. It's not bad to improve their gameplay, especially since they have many squad-based, or since Battlefield is a very squad-based game. So other than that, yeah, very much like Killzone, not a bad thing. It's actually really good. What else? I think that I really can't say much about this game that's bad. I think that the worst part about the multiplayer is probably the spawn points. Whenever you choose to spawn in a random spot, you will almost always be right near another enemy. And if they are looking in your direction, you're pretty much dead meat. Because you don't have time to get your bearings. It's a bit of an aggravation at first. It happens a lot in the squad deathmatch game type. Okay. So, what can I say for the fight to wrap up this part of the review? I'd say that if you like Killzone, you're going to like this game. It's definitely worth buying. If you like Call of Duty, you won't like this game. If you are interested in squad-based games, games that require you to play with your partners, to work together with your partners, then you'll enjoy this game. If you've been playing MAG a lot, you probably will also enjoy this game. It's very similar to that in the sense that you will need your partners to complete things you alone cannot accomplish. Let me get to the tips and tricks really quickly. It's really only a couple things, but I think a lot of them will help any of you guys who are just starting out or are finding themselves down in the dumps in terms of luck when it comes to Battlefield Bad Company 2. So, first thing you need to do is go into the options and make sure two things are there. Well, these two things are going to be there. Make sure that two things are set a certain way. First one is your sensitivity. The sensitivity in Battlefield Bad Company 2 is quite low. So if you would like it to be higher, make sure you mess around with it when you're on like campaign mode or something. Something that works perfectly for you. Find it, find your niche, and then you're set. Make sure that your sensitivity works perfectly for you. The next one, of course, is you're going to go down to, I think where it is it's in audio. There's a thing that says something about character voices or character something, and make sure it's set to localized. Make sure it might be set to that already, but make sure that it is set to localized. What this does is it makes every Russian character speak English with a Russian accent. Now, I think it only works if you're on the Russian team, but the reason why I bring this up is that you can give cues to people by pressing the select button. Whether or not you are spotting an enemy, throwing a motion sensor mine, or giving out health and ammo, or spotting a tank, blah, 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 blah. All those things can be done with the select button or different buttons, and you're going to scream something out or say something to everybody across the channel so they understand what's happening. If it's in Russian, however, you're not going to understand that. So what I'm saying, the reason why I'm saying to change it is so everything is spoken in English so you can understand it. If you speak Russian, then more power to you. You're already set. Now, to get to the actual gameplay, I want to mention that each squad, I've already talked about the, not the squads, but the classes. If you're going to stick to one class, make sure you know you're playing to your own, make sure that you play to your own strengths. You know, if you're not very good at taking people down from long range, don't be a sniper or don't be a recon. It's just a waste of time. And just the same, make sure that you're playing inside the parameters of your class. If you are an assault guy and you're trying to, and you are, well no, the assault guy is pretty much versatile. You can do whatever. But if you're going to be running up and rushing in, then maybe you should switch to an assault guy instead of being an engineer, seeing as engineers carry smaller weapons. The same thing can be said for medics and stuff like that. Don't do anything that you're not supposed to be doing. Make sure that you stick to your class and make sure that you do it, that you do what you're supposed to be doing. Giving out health, giving out ammo, repairing vehicles, spotting enemies. Those are all things that each class needs to do. The engineer repairs vehicles, the ammo gets handed out by the assault classes, blah, 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 blah. Make sure that you're doing that on a regular basis. Otherwise, you're wasting time and you're not really giving anything to your team. Now, also with that, I want to say that don't just stick to one class. If something calls for you to do something, then by all means switch it up, because there are going to be situations where you're going to need to be adaptable. And with that, I think that's it, guys. Those are the tips that I can offer you. That's my review. Definitely go out, check out this game. It's worth buying. If you can get it full price, or if you can get it brand new, there might still be limited editions out. Limited edition says it right here. It comes with a couple of extra specializations for vehicles and stuff right out the box. So that is that, guys. I will talk to you tomorrow.